turnover, accounts receivable turnover, there is an increase in sales, there is a decrease in the account receivable, and there is a decrease in the bad debt. So let's, based on this information, the company's working capital has increased. When there is a decrease in the investment in accounts receivable, the level of current asset has come down. Definitely there is a decrease in working capital, not increase. So this is wrong. Account receivable turnover has decreased. What is accounts receivable turnover? Accounts receivable turnover is equal to turnover, that means net sales, divided by average receivables, right? This is the formula. But here it is given that the sales has increased and account receivable has come down. Both this increase in numerator will increase the ratio, decrease in denominator also will increase the ratio. So this is based on account receivable turnover has decreased, is not consistent with the information given. Percentage of discount offered has decreased. There is an increase in discounts taken. So that means the discount has become more attractive. The percentage discount offered should have gone up, or otherwise somehow the discount has become more attractive, right? How, in what way you make the discount attractive? Either you increase the discount period, or either you increase the discount period, like instead of 10 days you can give 15 days, but that will really result in an increase in account receivable, right? So that's not the case. Or you can make it attractive by increasing the percentage. If you increase the percentage, the people will take more discount. But here percentage discount has decreased, means you can expect a decrease in discounts taken. That is not what is given, so this is also not correct. So B, C and D are definitely wrong, not consistent with the information given. Clear? So average collection period has decreased. When you say that the increase in discounts taken, that is consistent with a reduction in the collection period, because when people are taking discount and then they are paying earlier, so that is consistent with that. And then you should also know that the longer the collection period, the longer can be the incidence of bad debt. But here the bad debt also has come down, so everything is consistent with the information given. So A is correct. Next, go through this fact pattern and what is inventory turnover ratio for year 2 and year 3. So inventory turnover ratio, any turnover ratio is turnover divided by that particular item which you are talking about. Turnover ratio, fixed asset turnover ratio is turnover divided by fixed asset. Inventory turnover is turnover divided by inventory. But here you should really try to have a numerator denominator compatibility. So for as far as inventory in the denominator is concerned, the cost of goods aspect of the turnover is more appropriate, because both are like stripped of the profit margin, right? So here cost of goods sold is the appropriate measure of turnover, and average inventory. Here this is like how many times the inventory is getting turned over, valued at cost. But then you are using the same cost for here and for this in this particular case, because the ending inventory is valued at the same price. Beginning inventory also is valued at the same price, and you are not given any information other than that cost. So you can take even the quantity for the cost of goods sold as well as average inventory, because you have to value the sales at cost. So you will have to take the given cost. So if you see year 1 it is $50 cost, Year 2 it is $50 cost. Year 3 is also $50 cost. So you don't have to multiply the number of units sold with the same cost and then divide by the same cost, because it will be a futile exercise. Even if you don't do it, you will get the same answer. So you just do with the quantity itself, it will be correct. When one of you have done it, just please pause the answer. Make sure that you are reading the question. At least this portion and this portion. This is there in the table, you will not miss it. If any of you have done the answer, got the answer, please post. Then I'll explain. Okay. Sami got C. Kevin also got C. So just listen. Please stop doing the work. Please listen, all of you. So let's start with year 3. Cost of goods sold, as I told you, 1250, and then it doesn't really have so much fun in multiplying with the same number in the numerator and denominator. So let's do with the quantity. Cost of goods sold 1200 into 50, so it is 1200 units you are selling. And then average inventory 100 units in the beginning inventory and ending inventory for year 3. So 100 is the average inventory, so 12 is the answer for year 3. So Y3 inventory turnover ratio is 12. So you go for see for year 2 and year 3. So this is the only answer possible because 12 is coming here. Right? The others are coming 24, 18. So you don't even have to do year 2. But then let's do year 2. Year 2 inventory turnover ratio. 1200 is the sales number of units here. Ending inventory 100 units, beginning inventory 100 units. I am just avoiding the cost only because I see the inventory, beginning inventory and ending inventory valued at the same price, and I have not given any cost numbers for the sales, cost of goods sold different from that. That's the only reason, right? Not that for any number you can do that, because it is all to do with the cost and the investment in inventory. But here in this particular case, 100 plus 100 divided by 2 is 100, and you are getting 12 for that. So here in this particular case, you can work with the quantity, right? So this is the answer. So everything else is wrong. The same fact pattern. The next question is, what is the receivable turnover ratio? So when it comes to receivable turnover ratio, the denominator is with the profit margin. So the numerator also should be with the profit margin. So that you should take the net sales. But then you should be remembering that whenever you go for receivable turnover, you should take net credit sales, not the total sales. So if any of you have done the answer, please pause that and then I will explain. Okay. Sami got the answer. Others, please stop doing it and then listen to me. Receivable turnover ratio. Receivable turnover ratio is equal to net credit sales divided by average receivable. This is the formula. Here for year 3, let's do that first. 1200 into 125 is the net sales. But what is the credit sales? This problem, like especially because this 10 percentage is given in words, 99% of students would have overlooked it. Please don't do that. 10% of Queen's net sales are in cash means 90% of this credit sales are credit. So you should take only credit sales. So 1200 into 125 into 0.9 is the net credit sales. And the average receivables are given directly, so you don't have to do any averaging exercise. 14,400 is the year 3. What you're doing is for year 3. So 1200 into 125 into 0.9 is the numerator, divided by 14,400 denominator, you will get 9.375. Look at your answers. You have unique numbers. You don't need to do year 2 then, so you got the answer. You don't have to do year 2 because 9.375 is coming only for year 3. I mean, sorry, 9.375 for year 3 is coming only for choice B. So B is the answer. But let's do year 2 also. Year 2 will be 1200 into 100 into 0.9, that's a net credit sales, 108,000, divided by average receivable is 12,000, that's 9. So you got it confirmed. But don't do that in the examination. You will only be losing your valuable time. As you got 9.375 correctly, you got it. I mean, of course, if you have time, if you're not really pressed with time, you can always do that. That's a good thing to do, especially when you are missing some numbers like 10%. Probably, like if you are lucky, you may not be getting that correct, or some choice with and without may be there in that. But here, the issue here is actually most of the students will overlook this information. 10% of Queen's net sales. That's the common mistake. Probably it seems that could be the intention of the examiner also. Otherwise, he should have given that 10 percentage in number. Then we wouldn't have missed that. Next, question number 6. A firm has a current ratio of 2.5, quick ratio of 2. So current ratio and quick ratio are given. So difference is related to the inventory. I had told you that ratio. If you have current liability, immediately you can get the current assets. All that you should have it in your mind. If the firm experiences 2 million in cost of sales and sustains an inventory turnover ratio